Health Matters with Paul Rosen.
I haven't got on the scales to check my weight, but I noticed I've got rid of that tube around my belly in that short amount of time.
I feel alive again, like a little kid. I told my son the other day, when I was riding my bike, I felt 8 years old again.
I'm very appreciative of that and glad to have my health back.
Straight talk about health with your host, Paul Rosen.
A few years ago, Paul, there was a presidential candidate who said if elected, he wanted to eliminate several cabinet-level positions from the government. He wanted to get rid of those departments. And then he couldn't remember the names of the departments he wanted to get rid of.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that guy later served as Secretary of Energy. I kid you not. We won't call him out by name because that's all kind of embarrassing. But him not remembering what he wanted to get rid of was a good example of brain fog. And that's our topic this morning on Health Matters. We'll talk about what exactly brain fog is, why we all may suffer from that at one time or the other. I know I do. And what we can do to help get rid of it.
Are you struggling with mental fog? Forgetfulness, poor memory? The irony is that the media and medicine have convinced you that the best brain food is harmful. What is this food? We're going to talk about that. Plus, what foods can you swap now for a healthier choice? I've set this up as the second topic for like about 3 weeks in a row, so I'm going to get to it.
Okay, let's underline that point, though. There is a food that everybody says is bad for you, but actually may help you with your brain fog. And again, brain fog is like, where are my car keys? And it turns out the car keys are
well, it's
right
actually
in your
more
hand.
than that. It's literally when you just can't, your mind isn't clear.
So it may be more serious than the examples I've been talking about, right?
It's hard to define because it's a unique experience for each individual. Some people will talk about brain fog as having a poor memory, noticing that their ability to remember things is somehow compromised, undermined in some way.
You know, I think that can come about because we're not exercising our brain as a muscle enough. In other words, if you're getting kind of sloppy with your personal habits, your thinking habits, you're just not using your brain the way you should, suddenly your ability to retain facts and figures maybe isn't what it should be.
Well, certainly that is one part of a greater strategy to address that issue, but it's really more common to have it related to the types of foods that people are eating or not eating. It's also very common for people who are exposed to various types of chemicals in our world of chemicals.
Okay, well, that makes sense to me. So bad nutrition can harm our bodies in numerous ways, and apparently, from what I'm hearing here, it can also affect the way we think.
Well, the food that has been evilized, devil worshipped,
evilized. We're inventing our own vocabulary as we go along here.
It makes the point.
How about stigmatized?
Stigmatized.
I like that one.
That's another good one.
All right.
That's another good one. Shamed.
That's good. I like that. That's
You
nice
like
and
that
simple,
one?
too.
Yeah, you
Stigmatized. Shamed uses up less room, if you have to paint it on a door
and
or
the
something.
the food that we're talking about is a food most critical to brain health because 25% or thereabouts of the brain is made up of this particular substance.
So by failing to consume this particular food, we're setting up our brains to fail.
And it is aggravated by this constant drumbeat and completely unsupported drive to consume diet foods.
So from that, I can kind of guess what this food may be. So why are we on this drive to consume diet foods? Well, that's obvious because we're being taught that consuming diet foods will help us lose weight, right?
So the food is fat.
Okay, well, you kind of dropped the bombshell right there.
I know. Food is fat.
That's pretty obvious. So we've been taught to avoid fat because we all want to keep ourselves in shape. And one way to do that, we've been told...
So that's myth number one. Eating fat makes you fat. Not true.
Okay.
Stop it.
But eating fat can make you dumb, or not eating fat can make you dumb? Is that right?
What was that? Psychologist.
I don't know. Where are you going with that thought?
I'm trying to remember. I'm having a little brain fog.
Having a brain fog.
Didn't
Hold that
get
thought.
enough fat this morning.
Some psychologist said that? He didn't get enough fat?
No.
He
would
just
always
said that.
say his solution for everything would always be just stop it. Stop it.
That's like the old joke. It says, it's, doctor, it hurts when I do this. And the answer is, well, don't do that.
So it's really important to understand that fat, high quality fat, and I'm going to essentially give you the list of good high quality fats.
So did you
are
misspeak,
extremely
Paul?
important.
Well, you said
to brain health.
25% of our brains.
Brain is made up of cholesterol.
Okay, cholesterol, which is a form
which is
of fat.
found in fat.
Okay, all right. 25% of our
but
brains.
most importantly to understand is that your cholesterol number is primarily determined by the health of your liver. Your liver produces upwards of 75% of the cholesterol found circulating in your body.
Is fat good for your liver then?
Yes.
Okay, so you
fat
have to
is
have
good in general.
Okay, so if you
so
have
the
a
myth
healthy liver,
that eating fat makes you fat is just that. It's a myth. But I'll tell you what does make you fat, and that is eating processed foods, eating lots of grains, and eating lots of concentrated sweeteners. That's a definite. That's what makes you fat.
And while doing that for hours, binging Netflix, that could make you fat too, right? The correct answer is yes.
Okay,
yes, the
right.
correct answer is affirmative.
I'm not
following that
I'm going
thought.
either way.
Go either way with that. 503-222.
Buttered popcorn.
Buttered popcorn is not a healthy food necessarily.
Not the best brain food, no, but it is a very good food to increase your waistline.
Here's the danger, too. It seems many of your patients, Paul, have reached a point of no return, basically. They're at a point where they're suffering so greatly it becomes difficult for them to function. I think there's another middle ground where many of us may have, say, brain fog, and we just figure, well, I'm getting older, I'm becoming more forgetful, and that's that. Or they learn to live with some kind of chronic pain, maybe joint pain, what have you. They just figure, well, that's just the way it is. I can't fix that. And maybe you can.
Yeah, and a lot of people get stuck because they don't know where to go or who to see. That's another issue for people. Because like myself, many of my patients have bounced from even alternative practitioner to alternative practitioner who hasn't been able to, crack the case, to resolve the problem, to solve the issue. But I guarantee that anybody who comes to see me, if I can't help you, I will tell you. But if I can help you, then it's up to you to make the necessary changes. And, my gosh, what a proposition. And it won't break the bank to do it. So, as far as brain fog goes, brain fog is really a symptom of a deeper problem.
Which is what? A deeper problem.
Your health isn't what you think it is overall. Brain fog is an indication that your entire body is operating at a deficit.
Well, I hadn't thought of it that way. So actually brain fog is as much a symptom as it is a cause, right?
Indeed. Brain fog is no cause. Symptoms are not causes. Symptoms are symptoms.
So your brain fog indicates not just that maybe you don't have enough fat in your brain, as we've established. It also means that maybe you have other issues with your body.
It brings
right?
to mind the term fathead. Really, is not a derogatory remark.
I wasn't going to go there because
it's not a derogatory remark.
It was just so
It's totally
easy.
True.
Oh yeah, fathead.
Yeah, totally true.
You and your PhD.
Yeah, it's totally true.
Well, there's that to consider. So what other health issues might brain fog be a symptom of?
Well, I mean, it means that your body isn't balanced in any way. It means that overall your entire system, your digestive system probably isn't as operating as tippy-top as you might think.
And would that manifest itself also in, stomach pain or things like that?
It could manifest in any number of things, any number of conditions or symptoms.
And the digestive issues, that's just one example, right?
The biggest influence is what you put in your mouth. That's ultimately the key. What it is that you put in your mouth. Right. Here's a challenge for any of you willing to take it. The challenge is simply eliminate, just for a week, all concentrated sweeteners of any kind. That includes fruit juices or fruit concentrates of any kind. You
would see results or some kind of difference in that short of time?
It includes eliminating wheat, corn, and soy from your diet. Just do it.
Just for a week. 1 week.
1 week.
Kind of like a trial run, right?
Trial run.
Might your brain fog improve?
Do it and find out.
You would remember to put your pants on before you leave for a change?
So what fats are healthy fats?
You tell me.
The first and foremost healthiest fat is butter.
Butter's good.
Butter. Now, if you can get raw, that is butter made from unpasteurized milk, that's the best. If you can't, make sure that the milk you're getting is from organic sources. Grass-fed cows.
Is butter more rich in fat than margarine, say?
Margarine is poison.
Margarine is
margarine. There's absolutely. I mean, margarine is. You couldn't do anything worse for your risk of heart disease than consume margarine.
If you're margarine and you happen to be listening, sorry, we're just reporting the facts here.
No, margarine was not created because it was a healthy food, right? There's no patenting butter. Butter is an unpatentable product. All you have to do is have some cows and do some milking and, few processes.
Go through the process, package it up and put it out there.
Package it up and put it out there.
But margarine
is a patentable product. Margarine was created not for people's health. That was a ruse. That's a myth. I mean, that's the nicest way to put it.
I'm going to guess
I would go so far as to say it's criminal.
Margarine's just a cheaper version of butter. Is that right?
No. Margarine is not related to butter in any way.
Well, but many of us use it as a butter substitute.
It is not related to butter as a product in any way.
Really? Well, it sure looks like butter. Has the consistency of butter.
And a lot of science went into that.
Spreads easily on a cracker.
A lot of science went into that.
And I'm going to guess
and then it was sold as a means of lowering your cholesterol, right? Which, by the way, was never a problem for the overwhelming majority of people in the United States, and anywhere else for that matter. It was never a problem, ever, ever, ever. It was promoted as a problem by a bunch of people who, God, I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Trying to be nice. That's why I'm stuttering.
Individuals.
By individuals who were seeking fame and money.
Well, they seem to have pulled that off.
Ansel Keys, the guy who originated this proposition that consuming saturated fat puts your heart in distress, basically performed research and then selected out anything that showed his theory to be wrong.
Well, that's
in other words, he fudged the data.
So bottom line, we got off on this tangent.
But the food industry grabbed up on it, like a hot potato.
They sure did. Speaking of things
with mitts,
which go better
so
with
they
butter.
could hold it, and then began to say, "Oh my gosh, hey, we can create this stuff called margarine." with trans fats.
So back on track, butter is what you want because it has the fat content that's good for you.
Coconut oil, raw, unfiltered, organic coconut oil. And by the way, there are coconut oils that unfortunately are processed in ways that undermine the best of their nutrient density.
So
you could have 10 organic coconut oil products. Only 1 or 2 might be the real deal.
Well, this seems to be a theme. Not all coconut oils, for example, are created equal. So when you say
Tropical
such
Traditions is one you can count on, at least so far.
Tropical Traditions.
Yeah.
When you say such and such a product, such as coconut oil, is healthy, not all of them are the same. You have to seek out the right ones. Is that right?
And then sesame oil. All of these, by the way, organic. Sesame oil, olive oil.
Good sources of fat.
All good
healthy
sources
fat.
of fat.
All right.